Hey everybody, hope you all are doing well. So last night on Joy's stream, she talked about how she thinks that Sean-Micheal is, my dominant, I'm his submissive. And I know that, or I'm assuming that you all probably thought the same thing with me and Joshua. So I just want to share with you guys how I feel about what she said and, go from there. First of all, years ago, back when I was in Arizona, so we're talking over 10 years ago, yes, Sean-Micheal was somebody whom I looked up to as a father figure and somebody who you call him my dominant. I mean, we always kind of, it was never like a yes sir type thing. I was always kind of like challenging him on shit, but I will give him, I will say that I looked up to him. I followed his lead on the majority of things. And as far as like, the sway of how stuff went down, I allowed him to have more sway. So in that sense, yes, he was my dominant for some time. But it's been about 5 years since we've had that type of relationship. So a lot has changed since then. And he is not my dominant anymore. There are certain things that I look up to him because he does have a great deal of knowledge and wisdom concerning, a lot of things, but in particular, he knows the inner workings of the mind really well, and he also has experience with deception and, just darker things, also lighter things. But he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, and I do respect him for that. But I also am wary of his motives at times. Just keeping it real. Now with Joshua, yes, I do look to him as God. And yes, we have had a relationship where he gives me orders and I follow through. And there were times when I wouldn't even, question his orders. That is not how things are anymore. We've moved on from that. And to be honest, where we're at right now, I'm kind of disappointed, unless something dire has happened to him again, which I'm not sure. He may be in jail or in the hospital, but even if he is, he still didn't call me when he got out of the hospital. He told me he was going to call me. I know he's been out for some time and he's made a couple of videos. He's been on Facebook and he still hasn't called me. So, just from a friend and to care for a friend, and I was sending his mom texts trying to check up on him, and it's just for him not to call me kind of feels like a slight, or like I've offended him or he doesn't want to talk to me, or something like that. And to me, I'm the type of dude that's like, if you have something, there's some beef between us or something you need to say, let's just say it. Don't just leave me and ignore me, essentially, which is what I kind of feel like he's doing. And in the past I have sent him messages and things aren't returned. So that is something that if we're going to be friends, we should talk about, because I don't think friends should ignore each other. If we're really going to be friends, if that's something we've agreed upon being, then that's another thing. If you're going to be friends with people, there's a whole, just find out what a friend is to somebody, because we use this word friend, but what is a friend to you compared to what a friend is to me? We all have different meanings for these words that we use so often. Love is another word we use all the time, but it's like love to me may be something completely different than love to you. That's why I've started using 13 love, because it's that higher divine love. It's not just that sugarcoating nicey nice word that people use all the time, and a lot of times isn't backed up with the action of the love. That's why I use that 13. And when you're saying 13 love to everybody, it's not just ooh, good feelings and goody two shoes and all that. I mean, that's there too, but it's also about helping to share that divine wisdom, the right way of doing things. So anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, because I think if I make my videos too long, YouTube doesn't want me to upload them. So I'm trying to keep them a little shorter. And just wanted to come on here and say that nobody is dominating me. Nobody's submissive. I do work for the Most Highs, but that's a celestial body. That is an etherical, divine realm of doing things. So I'm no longer going to allow any man to tell me what to do the way I have in the past. That is over with. I've learned my lessons, I've done my time there, and I've seen what happens. We're here to work together. We walk beside each other. It's not about follow the leader. It's none of that. It's about us working together, communicating together, collaborating, sharing what we've learned. Some of us may have more influence in certain areas. That's fine. That still doesn't mean, or that doesn't mean that I want us to be the type of place where we point fingers and tell people what to do. No. If you really have that influence, use that influence to share what you've learned and who you are and your passion with whomever else you're, talking with. And, if that influence happens to influence them in a certain way, then that's fine. Let that influence do what it's supposed to do, but don't force it. Another thing, with your influence, don't go forcing it on people. Like if they want to talk to you about this thing, or you see a serious problem going on that needs to be addressed for the greater good of all, that's different. But again, being forceful with things is going to add resistance and resentment, which is actually going to, hinder the overall harmony of the process. So I'm all about not forcing things, and this thing I'm doing with Little Bear, training him, in the cities is necessary to live in these cities, because without the training, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for him. It's a nightmare for me. It's a nightmare for the other people. There's dangerous, potentialities and harm that can come from him and to others that, if I don't do things the right way based on the situation that I'm in, it's abusive. And I have been neglectful and abusive, but I am doing what I can to change that. And if I can't change that anytime soon, then I will do the next best thing, which is to find him a new home. But I'm going to really give it a shot and see what I can do to change, him, myself, and the house here. I'm also going to have to connect with my family, because it's a lot of the way Little Bear is, because he does spend a lot of time with my family. So we've all got to get on the same page about how to deal with, animals in the house here, and get a little bit better organization, and ways of doing things, because there is a lack of collaboration here. But my parents are going to be leaving soon to go on a trip for 30 days, and it's going to be me and my brother here, and I want to spend more time with him, maybe even bring him on some live streams. I don't know if he feels up for it, and just try to develop a better relationship with everybody and everything in the household. So anyways, I hope y'all are doing well, and I love you guys. Hope you have a good day. All right, bye.